All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Leadership Mind School Special Edition for today. Nice to have you all join me, Dr. Bright, for this special edition. Thank you, everyone. Good evening, great minds. Today, we are not just having a conversation. Today, we are confronting a crisis before us across West Africa and especially Nigeria, to be precise. Insecurity has moved from being a concern. It is now a national threat, a threat to our national survival. But here is the truth that we all must note. When I say insecurity is a threat to our national survival, our coexistence, I mean it. Insecurity does not exist in isolation. It is a reflection of leadership. It is a reflection of systems and our values. So tonight, we will not just analyze the problem, we will be unveiling to you what we have designed, the designed solutions from the Leadership Mind School in what we'll call the Leadership Mind School Security Model. Once again, I welcome every one of you to this global platform that is already poised to transforming the global leadership space. Thank you, Augustine. I can see you. So immediately you join the platform, you join this session, please kindly drop in the comment section your location, where you are streaming from. Today's teaching is a highly passionate one and is going to be also very interactive, and it's a subject that concerns every one of us, irrespective of wherever we may be in the world. So just take a moment to please share this special session. Share it to your status on either, if you're watching on TikTok, tag your friends. Please be clicking the likes. And for those on TikTok, every way you can support the giftings, you can drop it. But I want you most importantly to please pay rapt attention to the teaching today, because it promises to be an intriguing one, an enlightening one, and for sure, we hope that those at the helm of affairs will be paying attention, and you never can tell. Solution could be around the corner that will create a global change for every one of us. Because, like I said, irrespective of where your location, insecurity in one place is insecurity for every one of us. So let me see in the comment section where you are watching this live session from. I would really appreciate to see where you are watching from and to know where you are equally watching from. Thank you very, very much, everyone, as we proceed in the teaching tonight. Thank you, Dupe from Lagos. Thank you, Augustine from Lagos. Thank you, Ufan from Akwa Ibom. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sonny Baba, my brother from Spain. I can see you. You have taken charge of the TikTok today. Thank you. Thank you. So please, you are encouraged to share the live and invite more friends. Please, let's see how many members we can get in the room. Tag your friends, send reminders, tag them in your various WhatsApp groups, tag them in your timelines, every way possible. All right. Once again, happy Easter to my Christian community, to my brothers and sisters across the globe. We are still in the mood. We are alive because Jesus is risen. Thank you, everyone. So, today's today's session is a very clear one and a very, very passionate one. It's since I saw of course, let me use this opportunity to share my background to every one of you, especially those that are just coming across the Leadership Mind School or my humble self for the first time. I am the lead facilitator. My name is Dr. Bright Omorege, the lead facilitator of the Leadership Mind School. The Leadership Mind School is an innovative leadership platform that was recently established to bridge the gap in global leadership space. We saw the need to equip leaders with the right tools to lead effectively. And we saw also the gap in the leadership knowledge space, because when you know better, in most cases, you will do better. And over time, and we also know, as a matter of fact, the high costs in accessing some of these leadership programs across the world. Just like it's commonly said that education is not cheap, but the effects on the society that is uneducated is part of where we are and what we are seeing. So today, first, okay, let me go into this. If you are excited about the topic we are engaging today, please drop it in the chat room. Let me see. If you are excited and you're happy that we are dealing with this topic, please let me just see your comments. Let me see your comment. I would like to see your comments. If you're excited, you like the topic we are engaging today, I'm sure everyone should, because this topic hits home to everyone. Okay, now, few weeks ago, a very good friend of mine, just like a brother, or about a month or two ago, you know, living in a particular part of Nigeria, because this topic is not limited to Nigeria. We'll be dealing with West Africa and the global insecurity situation. Okay, like I was saying earlier, this is a background to my person. First, I started my career as a military trainee. So I was within the Nigerian Navy. From there, I progressed into the academic sector where I studied criminology and security studies. From there, I had my master's in peace and conflict resolution. I have always loved security. I had my master's in peace and conflict resolution. From there, engaged in in an MBA, Master in Business Administration. Also had a PhD in Public Administration. Also had PhD in National Security and Strategic Studies. In the midst of all of this, I've been very keen on global security. I've had the privilege of speaking at international forums on security and profiling solutions, and as a commentator at, at the global security level. We are not lacking from human capacity, but certainly something is wrong within the system. And just about a week or so ago, I'm sure most of you saw the picture or even the video of that woman that the son was killed in Jos. Did you see that? How many of you saw that? So the image, that image, I'm still struggling to get that image off my head. And I believe it's high time everyone that has something upstairs should just start speaking. And we are not speaking to lament like many would do. No, we are speaking with the mindset to proffer solutions, because you will agree with me that the solutions are not out of this world. The solutions are not out of this world. Thank you very much. Thank you all very much. The TikTok family is getting thicker. Thank you. Please continue to invite everyone within your space. And please, as you are joining, also follow us at the Leadership Mind School, because we are out here to change, to transform the leadership space, and we will surely get it right. Thank you, everyone. So, leadership or chaos? That is what we are talking about today. Leadership or chaos? The insecurity in Nigeria and West Africa is getting alarming day by day. It's getting alarming day by day. Like we will always say in the local parlance in Nigeria, we would say, may Nigeria not happen to you. Sometimes we joke about it, but everyone within the space, we are just one calamity away from Nigeria happening to us. And with all modesty, be you in the diaspora. As a matter of fact, I told someone a few hours ago that those in the diaspora, in fact, we in the diaspora, we are getting the heat even more. That is emotional heat, psychological heat, much more than those on the ground in Nigeria. Because why? Any call, any news from home, you don't know what to expect again. And this is what I have to say. I said, no nation rises above the quality of its leadership. No nation in the world can rise above the quality of its leadership. And no nation survived prolonged insecurity without confronting it. Please, in the comment section, my brothers and sisters on TikTok and YouTube, we are streaming live only on TikTok and on YouTube today. Can you just type in the chat, are you satisfied with the rate of security within the system? Are you satisfied? Just say, yes, I am. No, I am not. Please, I would like to see that comment. Are you satisfied with the rate of security in Nigeria, in the system? You could be watching from any of the West African zone. Like I said, this broadcast is a global and it's not limited, and it's not a political broadcast. It's purely a security engagement. So we are battling across the West African scope, across the West African region. We are battling. Okay, Augustine, you are not. Certainly, I am not. So we are battling with terrorism. We are battling with banditry. And we are battling with kidnapping. These are the three, the heights. Dupe, I'm not, certainly. These are the heights of insecurity within our space, amongst others: terrorism, banditry, and kidnapping. Of course, we have a couple of others, the armed robberies. We are not even discussing armed robbery now, but before now, we were plagued with the cyber crime, armed robbery. But now, thank you, sir, I am not. Better believer. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that comment. So something, if you are not troubled by the state of insecurity in the system, then something must be wrong. Something must be wrong. What is the value of life today in our system? Few hours ago, Easter Sunday to be precise, the world woke up and saw and received the news of how the United States of America rescued an army colonel and what was expended in that rescue mission from the preliminary findings that's been out is that what was expended on that rescue mission cost the United States over 600 million US dollars just to rescue one person, one soul, one soldier. Now, why will the people not be willing to lay their lives for the nation? Just take your mind back, few weeks back. Think 2 or 3 soldiers that were hit in the ongoing Iran-American conflict. Did you notice how the head of state of that nation went in full honors to receive the bodies of those that were slain? Did you notice that with the families? As a matter of fact, the hope, the expectation, the joy would have been high. What is now then our challenge here? That we are yet unable to even agree that there is a challenge within our system. So we shall be discussing the foundation of insecurity in the West African region and with emphasis on Nigeria. A lot of us do not even understand what insecurity means. So I will be attempting to explain to us in a very clear format so that we all can have full understanding, because it is understanding that you stand on. What you don't understand, you cannot have control over. So insecurity is a state of uncertainty. Thank you, Jamie Peters. Thank you. Insecurity is a state of uncertainty. That is, you are not sure what is happening next, what will happen next. It's a state of vulnerability. Sometimes I agree. Thank you, cook with me. Thank you. I agree with people who say we are our own problem. That's the truth. That's the truth. Because we don't give adequate attention to the things that truly matters. We don't give sufficient attention to the things that really, really matter. And that's why at the Leadership Mind School, we continue to our core value at the Leadership Mind School is that leadership begins with you, begins with an individual. So we need to understand these mindsets very, very cool with me. Thank you very much for sticking with me in this live session. I can see you very much. So insecurity is a state of vulnerability. It's a state of uncertainty. You don't know what will happen next. You are not even sure of what will happen next. It's a condition where you lack confidence. You lack confidence of yourself and of your environment. You are not sure. You cannot say for a certainty that you will embark on a journey from point A to point B without putting your heart in your mouth. So insecurity also, listen, most of us just think this thing is all about physical. No, it often manifests as a feeling of inadequacy. A good number of us within the system, we feel inadequate, and rightly so. We are not okay. Even you are in the diaspora, going home from the diaspora, you are number one at the top of your priority is your security. You must make adequate arrangement for security. And security ordinarily ought to be the exclusive right of the states. So understanding insecurity is that it's not just limited to terrorism, banditry, kidnapping. Those are the key ones which we will be dealing with in deeper mode in the course of the teaching. But you must understand that it begins from the lack of stability. That is structural instability, where the system is not as effective as it ought to be. Lack of economic or social situations. Insecurity is when you don't have the economic power. It's also part of insecurity. So insecurity is not just violence. It's not just about violence. It's majorly also foundationally about economy, about the social status, and institutional breakdown. So insecurity, again, is not just a security failure. No, because each time we hear of insecurity, all our mind goes, hey, government, hey, army, hey, police. No, you must understand that economy is number one form of insecurity. The social strata, that is social position of things, is another part of insecurity. Miss Elive, thank you very much. Miss Elive, I can see you. Thank you, everyone. Seraphine, thank you. Cook with me, thank you all. Dupe, every one of you on YouTube and on TikTok, I appreciate you all for joining. Please keep sharing and keep dropping your likes and all of the gifts and everything to, if you're really enjoying the teaching, and drop in your comments as we proceed in this teaching. So I said insecurity is not just about security failure. It is a leadership failure, because the leaders control and coordinate security everywhere in the world. So anytime there is a security failure, we must understand that there is a leadership failure. Again, I cannot keep taking my mind back to the US colonel that was recently rescued in a war zone in the enemy territory, outside of his own shores, outside of his own border. And we've seen how the whole world is standing tall to celebrate that feat. Now, what is the value? Thank you, Dupe Ahmed. What is the value of life in in the West African sub-region and in Nigeria to be particular? What is the value of life? So we shall be x-raying few points that we believe, as we are discussing the problem, we shall also be profiling solutions to these issues. Number one is the lack of political will. To phrase it better, is the lack of leadership will. Everything rise and falls on leadership. Thank you, everyone. Lydia Cook. Thank you, Stephen AK. Thank you, Sonny Baba, my brother. Thank you, Dukwe. Everyone on the live, thank you very, very much. Please, let's keep sharing the live and inviting every other one within our network to join. I appreciate your time, and I believe it's worthwhile because this subject, this is my domain area, and it is so dear to me. And I believe somewhere along the line, these words will go out, a word or two will make impact and create and trigger institutional change. So leadership will is key because you cannot go above the leadership. Leaders are to avoid, leaders oftentimes they avoid tough decisions because when it comes to security, security requires tough institutional decisions to be tackled. So when I mentioned that lack of political and leadership will, is that leaders oftentimes they avoid taking tough decisions. So we are encouraging everyone, wherever you may be in the position of authority as regarding security, please take the decision for the interest of the people. Yes, Augustine, we are the government, of course. So political leadership oftentimes focus on short-term politics against long-term responsibility. They focus on short-term politics against long-term national security. It's often said that leaders, the average leaders, they are fixed on the next election. But transformational leaders, they are focused on the next generation. So we must begin to encourage our leaders to grow beyond short-term politicking and focus on long-term national security plan. The Leadership Mind School believes that, and we teach that leadership is responsibility. It is not position. That you are in a position today does not naturally confer on you leadership. It is the responsibility that you execute. How well you discharge your responsibility in that position that determines your leadership. As a matter of fact, you will never be in any position forever. No. No one ever stays in any position forever. But your leadership influence can live forever. Your leadership influence can be effective forever. But no one in Africa, especially the West Africans, we have had many seat-tight leaders, but they all came and they all left. Their legacies wiped out. So we must understand this, that leadership is responsibility. So the solution clearly for the lack of leadership is that leaders must develop value-based leadership system. Value-based leadership system, which is accountability system. Leadership must have clear-cut accountability system and citizen-driven pressure. Part of the citizen-driven pressure is this section we are holding. No matter how you think, one way or the other, somebody in a position of authority may come across this. And suddenly it could become influential to the system and useful. So the truth is, lack of leadership will is the key to solving the leadership, the insecurity situation in Africa and West African sub-region and in Nigeria. Because what we are currently witnessing in the security space is chaos, not leadership. The question is now, and the mind of everyone is, where next? Where next? Because it's obvious. No one and nowhere seems to be safe. Okay. Now, secondly, we shall be talking about equipped policing system. This one is so painful and so unbelievable that 2026 we have been battling with insecurity in Nigeria and in the West African sub-region, to say like at least the past 30 years, the insecurity, terrorism, banditry are spiked within these 3 decades. And within these 3 decades, as a matter of fact, you cannot point to an improved police system. You can't point to it. You can't point to an improved policing system. Let me ask everyone in the comment, please, I want you to drop a comment, especially if you are within the West Africa region and Nigeria. Do you feel police presence in your environment? Please just respond to me in the comment section. I would like to know. Do you feel police presence? God will do it. Thank you for joining. I can see you. Thank you very much. Thank you and welcome to my live session on leadership or chaos. We are dealing with insecurity in Nigeria and the West African zone. Do you feel security presence? Are you comfortable with the policing system in your immediate environment? It's embarrassing and it's a shame. It's almost unbelievable that the past 30 years plus of insecurity, yet you will go to the nearest police station, because the police are the first line security system in these areas. You will go to police system, yet you will still find ill-equipped police officers. You will still find police stations without operational vehicles. You will still find police stations without CCTV cameras. You will still find police stations, with demoralized personnel. This is painful, is distasteful, and it's even shameful. Good evening, Gozi Chioma. Good evening. I'm sure that is the 3C. Good evening. Thank you. It's painful and it's unbelievable that 30 years, that thousands of lives have gone down on this subject. You still go to the nearest police station and there are no operational vehicles. There are no operational vehicles. Thousands of souls keep going, and yet we keep lamenting, we keep issuing press statements, but no improvement. Equipped policing system. Because why? The policing system is hugely underfunded. Speaking on the equipment side, like I said, it is painful. It's even unbelievable. 2026, you can still call. As a matter of fact, you still call the police. Gozi, thank you for joining. Thank you. Please, let's keep sharing the live. Let's keep dropping the likes. and be dropping your comments as we'll engage me in the comment section. And I would love us to keep this topic engaging, because this topic is so dear to my heart, and I just hope something will give through these interactions that we're having one way or the other. So the ill equipment of the policing system is something else that you cannot even exhaust the conversation. That today, as of today, the police stations, the police divisions are supposedly the closest police institutions to everyone in every community. But yet you go there, you find no operational vehicles. They can't even fuel those vehicles in some cases. They don't have no logistical system, no camera, no CCTV camera, no radio system. How do you fight crime? Usman Bello, thank you. At this time and age, with such archaic ill-equipped policing system, then you now go to the poor welfare. Yes, Usman Bello, I can see your comment. Thank you. So keep the comments dropping, and anything that resonates with you during the teaching, you can drop it in the comment section for the benefit of others. Thank you, everyone that has just joined us on YouTube and Facebook. Please drop the likes in your various WhatsApp groups. Invite everyone. Let's get this teaching going. You now go down to the poor welfare system. The welfare system of our police personnel is disastrous. It's terrible. Most of our security agents still go home with less than $100 in a month. $100 is less than 10% of an average salary of the least worker in the developed world, or in even other developing world. And yet, somebody wearing the uniform of a nation will still struggle to get less than $100, and yet will say we are fighting insecurity. A security personnel that is not motivated will be low in morale. I remember when we were in the military training school, when we sing, we're jumping, they call it gyration, we are singing morale high, but morale is very low. The morale of the present day security personnel is extremely low. First, you encounter these officers every day. Agreed, sometimes the way they present themselves, but they are a product of a dysfunctional system. So what are the solutions we are profiling for the policing system? There should be modernization. Security today is largely driven by technology than with the strength of the arm. It's largely driven by technology. You heard the story, I'm sure you must have seen the story of the colonel. He hid himself at a corner, the mountain top within the enemy territory. And just with communication, he was able to communicate. Technology played a huge part in the rescue mission. How far can your nation go for you, even as you are willing to go for your nation? Is this leadership or is this chaos? Pa Andrew, thank you. Good evening, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. So we must understand that the welfare system, there must be welfare reforms. There must be welfare reforms for our policing personnel. When I'm talking about policing in this instance, I'm referring to policing across sector, the police, the military, everyone within the security ecosystem. Thank you, Jamie Peter. Thank you. When even we lose our officers What is the welfare system? Till date, in this nation, we saw how the in fact is some of the stories you can't even share them on air. Poor welfare system will lead to poor morale, will lead to weak morale in the system. What else is the solution we are fixing? FX, thank you for joining on TikTok. Thank you very much. I can see you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the love. We need to also to improve on the to decentralize the policing system. Today, we are all clamoring on state policing, but we must understand what is the difference between the state policing and community policing. Do we really want state policing just to change the nomenclature? Or we are really ready to go out for effective community policing, where the community will own? But you cannot do state policing, you cannot do community policing when the police as an institution are underfunded. When the police as an institution, the leadership of the system lacks the political will. Willie, thank you for joining. Thank you, everyone. So we must understand. Thirdly, we shall be dealing with weak database system. The weak database system. Let me tell you, every society that is thriving, they are thriving on data. Willie, thank you very much. I appreciate your joining. Cynthia, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Jojo Sami, thank you. Every thriving organization, every thriving society thrives on data. Data. We must improve our weak database system. We have lack of, because you cannot fight crime, insecurity without the robust a data system. So we have lack of reliable national identity systems, leads to poor tracking of citizens. Today, most advanced nations, with just one dial, one press of a button, they can tell you where their citizens are. Any part of the world, just one punch of a button, they will tell you. So 30 years of this heavy insecurity, it's sufficient time. David, thank you. Good evening. It's sufficient time for us as a nation, as the West African sub-region, to equip our database system. Because lack of reliable national identity system, if I ask in the comment section, I want us to tell, please, how many of you in the comment has the national ID card of your nation? Please help me drop it in the chat. You have the national ID card. I want to see this comment. We won't move further until we respond to the Elizabeth. I want to see your comments. Dupe Ahmed, I want to see you. Miriam, I want to see your comments. Cook with me, I want to see David. I want to see your David. Do you have the national ID card? How many of us here has the national ID card, the plastic one? How many of us has it? Gozi, oh yeah, be the first to answer. How many of us has the national ID card? How many of us has it? I don't have. Okay, I have. Oh, Gozi, you have. Okay, I don't have, sir. Okay, thank you. Gozi, you have. Good. Good. Okay, just you. How many of us have the national ID card? But you will agree with me that it's not popular. It's not popular. Olabisi, thank you. So the national database, most of us that even have it, is when we went in. Please, Chinyere Nwakwo, thank you for joining. Okay, you're tagging her. All right, all right. I love that comments in the last session, and I would like to meet you. Drop me a DM after this session. Thank you for your insightful comments. Now, the database is the safety. of every nation. Every nation invests heavily in database because the database helps you. It helps, number one, first of all, to know the numbers and the location of your citizens per time. It also helps you to plan. It also helps us to plan ahead of situations, because you cannot plan effectively without a robust and effective database. Now, judicial data weakness is another point in the weak database. You can find someone who that must have committed a crime in one part of the country, moves even within the same state, within the same region, but there are no judicial clear electronic database that triggers central database that triggers some of these things. So this leads to criminal anonymity. Somebody must have, until you do a deep search, you will not be able to unveil that the criminal in Ogun State is the one contending for election in Lagos State, is the one going for something here. So criminal anonymity. Also, it leads to ineffective intelligence gathering. Database helps in gathering, it helps the security agencies in gathering intelligence, informations. So we must understand, and our nation and our sub-region must prioritize. Barrister Ijoma, thank you, good evening, and thank you for joining. So we must prioritize to build and invest heavily in building a robust database system, and that will be managed outside of political influence. Listen, the National Biometric Database, which is the data integration of agencies across, which will lead to digital governance, is the solution. We must have a clear national biometric database. Mercy Hollis, thank you and welcome. Thank you for joining. So database weakness is part of the challenge, and we have just profiled a solution that we must integrate our database and have a centralized data system. In most part of the global world, the developed world, when you have contacts with a law enforcement agent on the spot, with your ID, with a number from your ID imputed into a device, a mobile device that virtually every law enforcement agent possesses when on duty, every information about you pops up on the spot. These are part of ways that we can cope this menace of insecurity ravaging everywhere. Because like I said, if you are not touched by the video and the picture of that woman in Jos whose son passed right before before our eyes, and with her in her arms, I don't know what else will touch us and trigger us towards national change and transformation. The fourth point I will be dealing with, because we are dealing with the topic leadership or chaos, solving insecurity in Nigeria and West Africa. For those just joining us, Joy Better, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all for joining the live. Please like and click and share this session with your friends and everyone within your network. This is quite sensitive, and this is also part of my domain, my territory. Religion and ethnicity is another trigger. It's another major source of this insecurity that is ravaging our sub-region. Religion religion. That is the big masquerade in the room. Thank you, Augustine, on YouTube. Thank you. We are streaming live on TikTok and YouTube. Thank you. Now, weaponization of identity. This is what religion and ethnicity does. Yes, for a fact, the church is my own domain, it's my territory. But also, as an intellectual person and somebody with a sense, with interest in leadership, I understand that this is also the major part of our problem. So we easily, that is why on this platform, for those of you that have been around for a while, it's not a religious platform, it's purely leadership. Because irrespective of your religion, God has a purpose why He has allowed every one of us to be together on this earth. We must have that understanding and settle that one in our mind. Because you are not God. For God to allow everyone, irrespective, you are an Hindu, you're a Muslim, you're a Christian, you're a pagan, you're a traditionalist, whatever you are, for God to have allowed us to coexist, He's got a plan, He's got a purpose. So, religion is the weaponization of identity everywhere within our sub-region, within Nigeria. As a matter of fact, concerning the insecurity, the major part of it now has been traced to religious extremism. But at this leadership stage, terrorism is criminality, and criminals should be dealt with for that. So don't color it with religion. Irrespective of who is doing what, are they doing it? Then they should face the consequences. We must stop weaponizing religion. We must stop weaponizing identity. So division has taken over. We now have division over unity. I keep saying it and I'm so proud to say it. I schooled in Jos. I schooled as a teenager in Federal Government College, Jos. And I interacted with the Fulanis, with the Igbos, with everybody. And it was one of the best time I've ever had in life. Of course, then all of this crisis has not gotten to where it is today. So we preached and we lived unity over disunity. We were not studying as Muslims or Christians. When it was time for Muslims to go to pray, sometimes we even follow them to the place Friday. And when it is time for us to do our honor, sometimes they also walk down. So what now happened? Diversity is not the problem. As a matter of fact, there is strength in diversity. What then is the problem? It is mismanaged diversity. Abby, thank you very much. Thank you. It is mismanaged diversity. Let me tell you, even in your organization, anywhere, diversity is a strength when it is effectively managed. Olabisi, thank you. Diversity is a strength. When Sonny Baba, my brother, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. It's a painful session for me because I don't know, because we all know what to do. We all know we have experts. I'm an expert in national security, and we have lots of great experts, but we are not seeing the work. So diversity is not the problem. It is mismanaged diversity. So what are the solutions? We must put up national identity above religion. First, you are a Nigerian. First, you are a Cameroonian. First, you are a Ghanaian. First, you cannot see, if you go to American, they will tell you it's an American. They don't even discuss religion. You go to British, they'll say I'm a Briton. They don't even discuss that. If you go to Spain, they'll say I'm a Spanish. If you so everywhere, but when it comes down to us, when you say Nigerian, they will say where, not mostly this one nonsense. So we must put national identity above ethnic and religious division. And leadership driven unity. We must promote leadership driven unity. Thank you, David Michael. We must promote leadership driven unity narratives. The leaders is not just to narrate, it is the actions. Oftentimes, those in the position of authority, they say the nice things, but they do the wrong things. They put out the right narratives, but oftentimes their actions betrays their words. So solution we are putting forward today is that leadership driven unity narratives and actions must be put up by leaders. Also, there must be effective civic education. Let me tell you, sincerely, I am afraid for the future of our nation. I fear for the future. I have a lot of hope because the more we teach now, irrespective of the number of people on the call and those that we see it, one person because this is a teaching. This is a teaching of hope. This is a teaching of hope. This is a teaching of hope. And with this, sorry, the network on the TikTok. Okay. So this teaching is a teaching of hope. It's not of hopelessness. It's not of hopelessness. It's a teaching of hope. So it is our expectation that this teaching will trigger a national rebate. It will trigger national rebates that will help our security system to improve. The next one, and yet another key segment of this, is dysfunctional family system. Dysfunctional family system. A broken home already means broken values. Broken home already means broken values. Broken home already means broken values. Just a moment, let me get this set up on the
ENIO
on the TikTok. Sorry.
KENIO.
Okay. Sorry, the TikTok is TikTok, they speak too much English on the platform. I'm trying to
XRCGV.
Okay. All right, so let's just proceed. If it logs out, please. Okay, it's okay now. It's verified now. Okay, so I needed to verify something on the TikTok. All right, let's proceed. So, dysfunctional family system. Now, at the Leadership Mind School, one of the things we consistently say is that leadership begins with you and I. Leadership Supreme, you're welcome. Leadership, please like and share this video if you are just joining us. And in the course of the teaching, you are encouraged to drop in comments along the teaching or when we get to the section of questions, you will be requested to drop in your questions. Oh, Tawaka, thank you. I can see you. So, broken homes. Oh, Gozi, sorry for the network issue. Supreme, thank you for joining. Broken homes will lead, or rather, their product. Sammy Star, you are welcome. God, I'm not used to TikTok at all. Okay, so Gozi, you can go to YouTube. YouTube is, I think YouTube is much stable. So you can go to YouTube. Thank you. All right. So broken homes are a result of broken values. Sammy, you're welcome, my good brother. Thank you for coming. Broken homes are results of broken values. Also, poor parenting will lead to future instability. Poor parenting will lead to future instability. Now, this is it. Anything you see of value, you need to go for it that you need it. Anything the teaching is interested, I am either my wife listening. Okay, I and my wife are listening. Oh, thank you. Being a shortcut. Okay, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Supreme, for that comment. So anything of value is what you need to go for. But over time, if you have noticed, like I have done, we see children now giving birth to children. Those who, when I was to have my first child, sincerely, I went into study. I had to read books on parenting. I had to read because what you don't know that you don't learn, you will fail at it. Shasha, welcome. Thank you very much for joining our live. Thank you. Welcome you all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this community. The topic again we are dealing with is leadership or chaos. We are dealing with the insecurity situation in Nigeria and West African region. What we are seeing within this space, is it leadership or is it chaos? And we are not just here to blab, to talk about the problem. We are providing solutions around it. Thank you, everyone following us. Thank you. We appreciate it. Oh, yes, Sarah. Oh, good, good, good. You look different here and better here. Thank you very much. All right. Like I said, poor parenting. People just give birth today because they want to. Children that are not well taken care of are now saddled with the responsibility of taking care of children that will form the next generation. Yet, no system is in place to take care of these caregivers. Poor parenting will look at what is with all who, without prejudice to anyone in the north. You can see the instability, poor parenting across everywhere. So, okay, this is my real face. Okay, Shasa, okay, I don't worry, I can see you. Thank you for sharing your real face. Good to see you here. So, dysfunctional family system, like I said, broken homes. Ah, mommy, Ayeni, welcome. That's my mommy in the house. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for joining. Now, dysfunctional system is one of the root causes of this insecurity we are seeing. Because a broken homes are reproducts of broken values. Poor parenting are the causes of present and future instability. Criminality often starts from value failure at home. Criminality often starts from value failure at home. Today, in some part of the world, sadly so, parents are encouraging children into crime. This engagement is not blame, it's not fault finding. No, it's solution proven. So what then are we to do? What is the solution? It's for value and mind reorientation and mind re-engine. I've always coined this talk long time, over a decade ago, mind re-engineering. You know what it means to re-engineer something? To rewire the mind. To rewire the mind. Mind re-engineering. Value. The solution to this dysfunctional family system is values must be returned to the home, to the family system, by improving value, teaching values, reorientating the people, and re-engineering their minds. How do we do this? Through parenting education. Communities must wake up. This is the reason why I started by mentioning leadership. The leadership will is number, because most of these things cannot be achieved without the will of the leadership, without the political will to do so. Our challenges are not insurmountable. Our challenges are not beyond us. So we need to set up community mentorship systems. For example, if each community, you see, when I mention children giving birth to children, I think if you need, it's a statement you need to think deeper about to understand. Because what you don't have, you cannot give. What you don't have, you can never give, no matter how you want to. For instance, I love to use this illustration. If a Dangote tells you, now Shasha, for example, oh, Sylvia, my sister, you are welcome, thank you. So Dangote tells you now that go to Charis tomorrow, go and get a Range Rover Sport from Charis tomorrow. You don't need to ask him any. He said, just when you get there, just tell them, I, Dangote, sent you. You don't need to ask too many questions any longer. But if Chioma tells you now that go to Charis, go to Charis tomorrow, you say, Chioma, you where I know, so you cannot give. When I mention children giving birth to children and parenting children, it's a problem. That is why we see, sadly so today, parents are urging their children into crime. Into crime. So the next point is weak economy. Weak economy and poor educational system. As a matter of fact, our economy has no social welfare system to cater for certain categories of people. And leadership is to carry everybody within the society along. So poverty is an incentive to criminality. It is not an excuse, it is not a justification, but it is an incentive to criminality. Poor education, what does it do? It limits critical thinking. How can, for example, now you be told that by the time you stripe, all those things they stripe in their body, and you go blow up some persons, that will be your reward, that you'll beat it. Such whoever believes such a thing lacks critical thinking because of poor education. Because why? Those who do it supposedly in the name of a god or their god, why don't they, or those who sponsor those who do these things in the name of a god or their god, why don't they do it themselves? Or why don't they use their children to do such a thing? Why? Very clear, because they have good education and they have they are able to, one of the advantages of education is that it gives you the ability to think. Education, one of the advantage, people say oftentimes that, hey, school na scam. I keep telling people it's never, because the more you know, the more your knowledge base is deepened, the more you are able to analyze things. Do you get it? Yes, due to the poor, weak leadership in our system, where those who are poorly or not even educated at all, those who don't have certifications, since they don't have certificates, they can't even point to the school they attended or those they schooled with. Yet they are ruling over those with PhDs and professorship and everything. That tendency to believe, that tendency to agree that school is a scam is there, but it should not be accepted, because in the long run, critical thinking is a key component of humanity. The ability to think. Thank you, Jamie Peter from YouTube. Thank you. I can see all your comments. Thank you. You're doing well. So the ability to think. Listen, I do youth, and I do youth is a security risk in every and any society. That is why in the developed world, you can't be idle, because there is a database that if you, in fact, the system cannot even permit you to be idle, because the system is robust, effective. So an idle youth, look around you now. If you have something doing, oftentimes the tendency to think negative things will not be there. For example, you are engaged in this section now, and if you're truly engaged, then some things should be popping up in your heart. You should be troubled. So idleness or idle persons, they are security risk in every system. So what are the solutions to this weak economy and poor education? Is that our educational system needs to be retailored, need to be retooled from certificate-based. You see, sometimes I ask some young persons in school, what are you studying? When some of them tell me, mention the courses they are studying, I say, please, do you know what? Try, go and change to this course. Because the same mistakes many made years ago, some are still making it today. Because why? Most of us have certificates, but we don't have the certificates. Let me use the local word. We don't have the technical know-how to give life to that certificate, because government obviously cannot employ everybody. So solution is that our educational system must be transformed from certificate-based education to skills-based education. Because once you have the required skill, you should be able to create a niche for yourself. Secondly, our educational system must be focused on entrepreneurship development. Entrepreneurship development all across the world. The world is governed, the economic world is ruled by entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs. And also, the third solution to this is economic inclusion policies. Economic inclusion policies. Policies that will bring everyone on board. Few days ago, I discovered something with it. Hey, my beautiful daughter is here, Princess K. You are welcome from Germany. Thank you. Everyone, thank you for joining the live. God bless you all. Please share the likes, drop in your comments. Thank you, everyone. So, economic inclusion policies. Listen, those the leadership exclude economically will become the greatest source of insecurity in the land. Those the economic indices excludes. You see, because we don't even have data, or rather, we are intentionally manipulating our data system. We are unable to know. Justice JP, thank you very much. Thank you. I can see you. Thank you. We are unable to know those that are in various economic space in the West, in the developed world. Our leaders will come to the developed world. They will pick a model, just like the tax bill that has been put. They will pick a model that is working in the developed world and that will favor them and go back to implement it at home, even when it does not favor the people. But the one that will favor the people that they can see, they will refuse, they will turn blind eye to them. In the developed world, once you are eligible to work, the system must ensure that you work. If for any reason you are unable to work, there must be stipends. Stipends must be allotted, must go to you. Because as it is commonly said, I think all of us, virtually everyone must have grown up hearing this, that an idle mind is the devil's workshop. If you are idle, you will feast. You will feast on criminality. You will be, like I said earlier, a security risk for the society. So, the Leadership Mind School, we are using this opportunity and this section to engage our leaders that we understand that insecurity is a state of uncertainty. Are we living in a state of uncertainty as a nation? Yes, it cannot be denied. People are economically uncertain. People are vulnerable. There is lack of confidence. And everywhere is almost lack of stability, economic stability, social stability. As a matter of fact, most people don't even know when the next meal will come. So, the Leadership Mind School, what is our strategic framework for this security? I've tagged this the Leadership Mind School Strategic Reformation Framework. My mama from Spain, Sky Princess, you are welcome. So, number one, leadership reorientation. Leadership reorientation and recalibration. Leadership reorientation and recalibration. We must really change our leadership system. If not, this thing will consume everybody. We must seriously change. Please, if you are just joining, we are closing in a few moments. Please kindly share the live, drop the likes, and do everything to support this live session. We are talking about leadership or chaos, the solving insecurity in Nigeria and West Africa, because everyone within the Nigerian space is just one challenge away from a crisis. And to my diaspora community, the diaspora community often feel the pulse of this insecurity much more than those on the ground, because each moment you tune into the news, you are either demoralized or you are demotivated or even deactivated from your daily activity as a result of this. So the strategic leadership mind school strategic framework to solving this security situation, which I also call the leadership mind school security transformation model. What are we saying? Leadership reorientation. Our leaders need to know that you will not be in that position of authority forever. You will not be there forever. I can tell you for a fact, within my little time within the leadership space, I've been privileged to have met with at least 3 sitting African presidents on a one-on-one basis. Today, none of them are there. None of them. I was privileged to have met with Goodluck Jonathan of Nigeria. I was privileged to have met with the Sierra Leone president at the time, and also the South African president at the time, Thabo Mbeki. So today, they were there that time, but today they are no more. They are no more. So leadership, or is either you do it now or you will become history tomorrow. And I drew a lot of strength shortly before Nelson Mandela passed. At a meeting in his residence, I drew a lot of leadership strength, and it changed my whole orientation about leadership. We can obviously not continue like this. There must be a way. So, leadership reorientation. Secondly, we must strengthen our systems. System strengthening. Our systems are currently weak. Our systems are currently weak. The system you weaken today will be too weak to defend you when you need it. This is to our leaders. The system you intentionally weaken today will be too weak to defend you when you need it. A good friend of mine some years ago, he met a senior medical doctor, shared a story with me, and I think that story resonates with this teaching. Weak nation and great men. Yes, thank you, Supreme. He said there was this local government chairman many, many years ago, he misappropriated funds that was meant for a hospital within his local government. And many years afterwards, he was traveling within that environment. He had an accident. And they rushed him to the hospital, the local government hospital. And of course, like you all know, most of the local governments, no equipment, ill-equipped. He got there, the basic needs to resuscitate him was not there. And the eventuality happened. So the systems, the leadership weakens today will be too weak to defend them when they need it. So we must second, I said system strengthening. We must strengthen our security agencies. We must strengthen the judiciary. Today, the judiciary is almost like our weakest link. What ought to be the last hope of the common man is no longer so. It's no longer so. Weak, and the weak correctional systems. The correctional system ought to be a rehabilitation system. Thank you, Princess. Thank you. A correctional system ought to be a rehabilitation system. But today, even your enemy, you will not wish your enemy to go there, because it will come out worse. Somebody that ought to come out reformed will come out worse than when he or she went into that place. Thirdly, in the third framework is that we must have a value rebirth. Those who have values are those who value their security system. Again, I ask, what is the value of a citizen? What is the value of a life in your nation? We were just told by President Trump that over 600 United States million dollars was expended to rescue one soldier, to rescue one citizen. So we must begin to have a value rebirth. We must value ourselves. We must value our the followers. We must value our citizens. Fourthly, there must be economic empowerment. Economic empowerment. The leadership of our nation must build a social safety, social security network, not the kind we just hear and we don't see. There must be a clear, traceable, and trackable social security system where people don't need basic things of life should be made available, because these are the breeding ground for insecurity. We keep hearing of kinetic and non-kinetic measures. Those are grammar. The non-kinetic, these are the non-kinetic measures. Doing what needs to be done so that insecurity will not thrive. And last framework is citizen engagement. The leadership of our nations in the West African Republic must come down from their high horses and engage the citizens. Engage the citizens. As a matter of fact, I'm sure most of you, if you are following the current Iran, Israel, and US war, we are more informed than about what is happening in a foreign nation than what is happening in our own nation. No briefing, no engagement, nothing. The highest you just get is newspaper publication, statements. This is not how to lead in a chaotic situation. So our leaders must wake up and engage citizens, because like we always say at the Leadership Mind School, you are not the leader because you have all the solutions. You are the leader just to coordinate the people to their desired destination. So I want to thank you all, and I want you to note this. If leadership fails, insecurity thrives. If leadership fails, insecurity thrives. But if leadership rises, our nations will stabilize. Our nations will stabilize. I'm sure we all need stabilized nation. Please, wherever you're watching from, please help me type God bless your nation. If you are watching from Nigeria, Ghana, or rather if you are from Nigeria, any of the West African region, even if you are in the diaspora, let's just drop in the comment section, God bless Nigeria, God bless Ghana, depending on your nation, because we need a stabilized nation. Let me do a quick recap in 2 minutes of all we have said. We defined insecurity. We said it's a state of uncertainty. And we listed the points that we treated. We said, what are the challenges and the solutions? First, I said lack of political and leadership will. Secondly, we said equipped policing system and weak database. And fourthly, we talked about religion and ethnicity, which is the key part. Religion and ethnicity. In fact, if we can be purged of that one, we will do better. Number 5, we talked about dysfunctional family system, which is also very key. And also, I talked about weak economy and weak, poor educational system. So, and I gave you the Leadership Mind School security transformation model. This will be an ongoing conversation because until we get it right, we will not stop. And we hope sooner, one day, we will get it right as a nation, as a people. Because insecurity, when insecurity thrives, means there is leadership failure. But when leadership thrives, insecurity will not thrive. So this broadcast can be seen, the recorded version on our YouTube channel. Please, if you are yet to follow us, follow the Leadership Mind School. It's a global leadership platform from the EU zone, and we are bringing in a lot for the benefit of our viewers and our followers, and recommend this channel if you're watching on the YouTube or TikTok, anywhere we are on several media platforms. Recommend it to your friends. Share this live to everyone within your space. And we look forward to seeing you on Saturday, 8 p.m. Central European Time, which is 7 p.m. Nigerian time, for our regular weekly session. I took this session today because of the pain in my heart for the insecurity situation that looks to be as if we are a rudderless ship, as if we don't know where we are going, as if we don't know where we are coming from. I believe that it is in our power, because it shouldn't be you that will be a victim next time. No, it shouldn't be you. It shouldn't be any one of us. But even after this session now, we are not sure, because nobody feels safe. And security is about feeling first. You must feel safe first before you are safe. Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. God bless the West African zone. God bless Africa, and God bless the world. Thank you, my followers, every one of you. Doreen, I can see you very well. Usman, Bello, where I can see you. Edo Celeb, I can see you. Supreme, cook with me. I can see everyone with your beautiful, beautiful comment. Yakubu Ishaku, I can see you all. Doreen is the lady. Gozi Chiomzi, I can see you all. Edo Celeb, I can see you. Where is everyone? All right. Okay. And every one of you, that Sky Priestess, Mama Spin, I can see you. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. I always want to see you all. But we need to go. Everyone needs to get back to doing other things. We don't take it for granted, your consistency across our platforms. Do stay safe out there, and God bless you all. Thank you.